dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking bad habit. Bye. In a menudo style and direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on also. That way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support. We're going up, definitely. So, I wanted to tell you guys a story. I started remembering some shit, about prison. And, have you guys ever seen someone get their whole drawers knocked backwards? Someone get their motherfucking drawers knocked off and handed to them, right? Look, it's not every day in prison someone fucking shits all over themselves. But I've seen people hit so hard, literally, they shit all over themselves. I watched one guy, man, he got hit so hard he started pissing down his leg. And he couldn't hold his bladder anymore. They hit him so hard in the fucking bladder that Vato pissed all over himself every time he walked on the tira. Truth and facts, right? So this story's about this white dude that came in. Pretty tall guy, too. I remember he was about 6'2", 6'3". Not intimidating at all. But when he came through, you could tell he had some swag to him. You could tell he just wasn't a wood. He wasn't a skin. He was nothing of that sort. And he didn't carry himself like a Norteño or a Southsider. He definitely was a brother, right? A white brother. So he liked to associate with the blacks. So as he comes in, I could already see from a distance there's going to be troubles. There's going to be trouble because this individual has decided to, go kick it with the Bloods, the Sangres, the Pairus, that side of the yard. That, which was our side of the yard, but I'm saying them people, those people, them, like a racist, them people, right? That's who he chose up with, man. That was his group. I guess he had grown up in an environment where he was surrounded with Sangres, Bloods, and he was from a blood gang. Ain't no doubt about it. Now, this guy had several questionable tattoos. At one point in time, there was some word on the curb going on that he actually was a Crip, but he transitioned over. I don't know. I can't call it. Like I said, I wasn't looking at him buck naked in the shower. That was none of my business. But what I can tell you for sure is that this motherfucker right here had hands, right? A couple guys wanted to test his abilities. Not whites. The whites used to hate him. Oh, man, they hated this guy so bad, right? But it was the brothers, man, that he usually had to fight with. Because every time new brothers would come, who the hell is this white cat, right? Again, man, he had a little swag to him. I remember the day that he got his whole fucking drawers knocked down and he shit all over himself. The first day that happened, it happened several times, was when he got his shit braided. He got his hair braided and come on, bro, stop it. I don't understand why motherfuckers do that. Let that shit go. If that's not part of your culture, Holmes, look, you could be a blood gang member or a Crip, okay? If you're Mexican or white, yeah, you could do that. Okay, you could be a Norteño or a Sureño if you're white or black, yeah, or a Southsider, right? Excuse me. That's quite possible, right? But come on, bro. Let these guys have a little bit of their culture to themselves. Fuck, eh? I don't know. Call it what you want. Like I said, I'm not racial at any aspect of the game, but I will say, fuck, there's just some things you shouldn't try to touch, man. Especially if you're not like that, right? Anyway, so this guy, a couple guys are testing him. A couple of the Bloods, right? They're not feeling the way he acts, and it's causing tension on the yard between the whites. Because I'll tell you right now, man, this is truth, and I've always asked this question. Maybe I'll ask it to you. Maybe some of the Woods would chime in. What's up, brothers? You had your coffee this morning? Maybe some of you guys would chime in when I ask and say, I've always wondered why, if a white boy comes in as a Crip or a Blood, he's kind of looked down upon, and vatos are like lightweight tripping, I've seen racial riots and melees and bullshit, come into play because a white guy goes in as a Crip or a Blood, right? And they accept them. Now, I've seen white dudes come in as Norteños or Southsiders or even Perros, Bulldogs, and Woods ain't even tripping. They ain't even tripping. They're like, whatever. Is it more so that they just hate blacks? Is that what it is, man? The brothers can't get a break? I don't know what it exactly is, but I've always wondered that. I've had certain Woods tell me, no, we feel like we've lost, our race should stick with ourselves. And I agree. I agree, man. When you're in that type of environment in prison, you should stick with your own. Just based on, it's probably a lot more comfortable for you doing time. But, hey, if you don't see color, Holmes, and you don't give a fuck about none of that, well, then you're going to take your chances out there in them shark-infested waters, and hopefully Jaws doesn't bite your toes off. So anyways, this guy, the first time I seen him get taken off the yard, and they kept bringing him back, man. He refused to stay off that yard. There was this big blood from Mad Swans had come in, right? And he was a big boy. He was a big boy, man. Most brothers are in prison. And he just didn't like the guy. I don't think it necessarily had to do with race or because he was a white blood. I don't think that had anything to do with it because he was already embraced and accepted. He had been there for about a year. But this dude just didn't like him. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes not everyone likes everyone. That's just how it is. And when you're in close proximity to your people, meaning if you're doing time with your people every day, day in, day out, working out, sharing bars, sharing food, spreads, moving around the facility together, eventually sometimes there's motherfuckers that don't brush their teeth right. There's motherfuckers that don't use the same type of deodorant. They stink. You're going to start feeling some type of way about someone. It happens to everyone. It's happened to me before. I've had cellies where I wished at night that motherfucker never woke up, right? And I'm sure they felt the same way about me. Gunner, you snore too much. Oh, well, right? You are not my bitch. Deal with it or deal with it. You feel me? So, and I wasn't a tough guy. That's just how it was. I couldn't stop it. Shit. What are they going to give me? One of them things that does this? I don't know. Guard. Did they have those? Can't call it. Anyways, this guy, this dude from Mad Swans is tripping on him. And the white boy ain't no sucker, man. Like I said, he was no punk. By this time, the white dudes, the skins in the woods had accepted the fact that he was going to be there, man. There was a couple times people looked at him funny and I thought they were going to hit him. Real truth. I thought they were going to hit him, but this was a 3-yard. It wasn't as dangerous as a 180 4-yard where I believe, he probably would have been hit because he was a little loud. He was a little boisterous. He was a little bloodish. Let's just say, on pyro. You know what I mean? That Volta was out there. He wasn't no punk though. He wasn't scared, to be him, be himself. And I got to respect that. So anyways, the dude from Mass Swans is tripping on him. White dude ain't taking no fuck. He ain't going to go out like that. So they actually go into a cell and catch a fade, right? Now, the brothers will do that with each other. Blacks will do that. They'll fight amongst each other, man. They'll handle their business like grown men. I've always respected that about the blacks, man. Crips, Bloods, Kumis, all that, because they're quick to take a fade. I know the whites will do that with each other as well. As far as the Mexicans, we're not allowed to. That's part of the political makeup of prison. You can't put a hand on a brother. You can't put a hand on your own people, unless you're going to put a knife in them. If it gets as serious to the point where you have to touch somebody, you might as well just put some iron in them. Period. Iron up, like fucking Bottle said. So they go in the thing and in the room, and the white dude comes out a little bit victorious, right? He comes out a little scraped, look like China Mac in that fake fight, right? He comes out a little scraped, but not worse for wear, not that bad. And the dude from Mad Swans, he comes out leaking pretty bad, like he had a broken nose or something. And I remember seeing it because I knew that they were going to go up and handle business. I'd heard discussion. I was like, oh shit, this is going to be good. That dude from Swans is going to deal with them. Was I judging the guy because he was white? Nah. I was judging the guy because the dude from Mad Swans I just thought had hands. I was wrong, right? Sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover. Anyways, and I'm not saying he didn't have hands. I'm just saying that day wasn't his day. So anyways, bam, they come out, whatever, they shake hands, everyone's downstairs, they bust their little spread, their unity, it's all good, right? Well, there was this other cat from Mad Swans that was on the same facility, right? He was in a different building, and he wasn't liking it that one of his little homeboy, actually was bigger than him, but it was his little homeboy, had gotten tips put on him, because that was the word that was circulating, like, damn, man, white dude handled his business, bro. I guess he does have hands. No wonder, right? And look, I'm going to be honest with you. Truth. Look, wood, skins, I've seen some motherfuckers that'll tear your ass down. Got hands. But when these white dudes are from what people consider black gangs, these motherfuckers can fight, bro. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's from getting beat on or going through the motherfucking ruffle. I don't know what it is, or the shuffle. But these guys have fucking hands, bro. There ain't one white dude that I seen that came onto that yard or any yard that I've ever been on that was a Crip or a Blood that didn't have fucking beaters, right? In a real way. So after seeing that, I was kind of like, okay, no wonder they respect him and cool. And I had talked to him a few times. He was a cool dude. So anyway, trip out. That dude from Swans tries to get moved to our building. And eventually he's able to get moved to the building. This dude, look at, okay, so when you come into the building, there's a sally port. You walk right into the building. Okay, there's the day room. It's split in half, imaginary line. Half is for the south and the whites. The other half is for the north, others in black, right? And then there's 2 tiers. And so this guy goes in and his fucking cell was like the 3rd one away from the shower on the left-hand side, which was our side of the day room, right? So he immediately cuts through our side of the day room because look, there's a line in prison and you can't cross that line. So if you walk past that line into the rivals or the opposition side, there's going to be problems. So it's an unspoken rule in prison. Everybody knows. Don't cross the line, man. Walk around. If your cell's on that side, just walk around. There's a linea, an actual line. You just keep outside of it and everything's good. No one's tripping. You know, they're going to have posters watching anyways. Everyone is. But if you cut through someone's shit, I've seen a melee pop off over that. You don't disrespect anyone's turf or their territory in prison. It's just what it is. So anyways, this guy cuts straight through our shit, which is cool, right? Goes straight to his cell, puts the shit in, comes out, tells the white dude, let's go, right? The white guy's like, what? He's like, let's go. And the white guy's like, man, I ain't trying to go to the hole. Save that shit, man. We'll work that shit out another time. He wasn't bowing down, but he was like, look, bro, you know what I mean? You trying to get caught up. And that dude was like, man, fuck all that. And his big homie, the one who got his nose shook up, he's right there. He's telling his homeboy like, or his little homie, he's telling his homeboy like, nah, it's good, bro. It's good. He's like, nah, fuck all that, bro. You ain't going to make the hood look bad like that. You're next, right? Let's go. He's going to DP his homeboy on some real life shit. Look, white dude's playing pinochle with some brothers. He's like, man, I ain't trying to do all that, bro. Stop that shit, right? And he gets a little brave and starts telling, man, you look corny. I remember him saying that word, you look corny, homie. Being all loud and shit, trying to get me caught up. You look corny, right? And the older dude, who's probably like in his 40s at that time, we were young, we were all in our 20s, right? He's like in his 40s. But he's ripped up. He's not as big as the other one, but he's ripped, right? He tells him, look, blood, you're either going to go in the cell and catch them ones, or we're going to do it right here, man. You don't have no choice. You know, it's took me a month to get over here, and you're corny, right? No, you're corny. No, you're corny, blood. On power, you're corny, right? So they're going at it. So I'm like, damn, the bloods are getting crazy. The homies are already backing up. We're like moving away so that there's fucking, because there's tables in the day room, right? They're like a metal table, and the seats are all connected. So the homies are moving away. Like, we're going to give them a linea. We're going to give them a fucking, you know, because we don't want to get involved. Because if someone swings and it hits one of us, our people can't be touched. It's going to go down, right? And the Crips, they have their own tables. The Bloods have their own tables. It's kind of segregated, but not. All the blacks mix and mingle, man. That's real talk. But when it comes to politics and shit like that, everyone stays out of the shit. So you ain't going to have no Crips being like, no, you are corny. It ain't going to happen, right? The Kumis were, at that time, were functioning real close to the blood. So, of course, there was a couple Kumis at the table voicing their opinion. So it's getting real loud. The cops look over, they're like, hey, what's going on? And everyone's just trying to play dominoes like, oh, hell no, these motherfuckers are too loud. Look, I don't sugarcoat nothing or add preservatives, okay? I just don't. So if you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you the truth. Man, there's always that thing. Blacks are loud in prison. They're loud everywhere. They're loud in life. They sing good. They yell good. They're loud, bro. They're loud, and it's not a bad thing. It's just the way that their people's is, right? And that's it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. So they were being quite loud, right? And the argument was ensuing. And, of course, the white guy was the loudest of them all. Go figure, right? He's loud as fuck. So anyways, the black dude hits him. Boom! Because the white dude is like basically refusing for the knuckle up. He better buckle up, right? And when this dude hits him, this dude spun around and fell on the table with his cheek on the table, right? And just shit everywhere. Chorro. All over the floor. Shit running down his shorts. Just knocked the shit out of him, right? I was like, oh, hell no, right? I ran behind the homeboy from soccer. I'm like, damn, bro. He was like, that foot hits hard, eh? I was like, damn. Cops didn't notice. This dude had his head on the table and shit everywhere, right? So this Crip is like, cuz, right? Fuck, man, these bloods be fucking shit up. So he went to go grab the mop. So he's telling the cops from the tower, hey, I need to get in. I need to grab the mop bucket. Again, this dude is barely coming to. What happened, bruh? And that dude from Swans busts him again. Boom! Catches him, right? Now he flies. Cops down. CERT team, everyone comes in, runs up in there, right? Snatches everybody up. They got us all against the wall, man. They send the Southsiders and all the whites back to their cells because they know that they weren't involved. They got everyone that was in the vicinity up against the wall. They're handcuffed. They handcuffed all of us. They're checking our knuckles and everything, man. But they pretty much know who did what, right? These guys are still wolfing. The white dude's like, on Pablo, I'm going to beat your ass, right? Well, they're going back and forth. And everyone's shaking their head looking at him like, damn, dry snitching like a motherfucker. Just let it go, bro. Catch that one when you go to the hole. So anyways, they go to the hole. Crip comes out. He hands the fucking mop to a fucking Kumi cat and says, man, you need to clean your boy shit up. Literally, right? So, man, that fool's over there mopping. He's like, well, he's a white boy. And all of a sudden, he's a white boy now, right? You know, the Woods is over there like, he's yours, brother. You know what I mean? What you gonna do when the white blood shits all over you, right? So, these vatos clean it up, whatever. Program resumes later on, right? After we go to chow, program resumes. Everyone's laughing and talking about it like, damn, bro, that motherfucker. Hey, for reals? There was corn and rice everywhere. I think he had rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat, right? So it's about a month. And the first one that comes back is the white guy, right? The black dude, the fucking swans that try to get over there so long, he hadn't even unpacked his shit, bro. He automatically goes to another fucking building, right? These guys don't sign enemy chronos. They don't do that. Cops are like, whatever, man. It wasn't a gang-related issue. I'm sure motherfuckers told, That's facts, right? I'm sure they told what happened. So anyways, boom, boom, boom. The white guy comes back, and people are clowning. They're lightweight clowning, but they know this fool will fight, right? So they're like, hey, fool, you know what I mean? What'd you eat today? You know what I mean? Because if you had bologna, don't sit next to me, right? So he's like, hey, bro, that fool fucking hit me. I don't even know what happened, right? That shit never happened to me before. He's over there trying to justify it, right? Okay, so it didn't happen to you before. Well, how about one again, right? So now there was lightweight about a couple months passes. Everything's cool. It is what it is, right? There's fucking tension between the Crips and the Bloods. You hardly ever see that, man, but it happens, right? You know, this Crip and this Blood, they were enemies from, I guess, LA. I'm not sure what hoods. They went in the cell to fucking handle business, and the Crip knocked the Blood out, right? He knocked them out smooth. So the Bloods are tripping. They're like, fuck that. They keep sending soldiers at this dude like, hey, catch it with this guy, catch it with this guy. This Crip keeps knocking fools out. Boom, boom. He just had hands, bro. I think after the third or fourth guy, I would have figured like, okay, just leave that dude alone. You know, that keyway right there is different, cuz, you know, he's going to have to use a kisu next. You know, GGD, Jenawi, Mojanane, J Masaku, Asante, Key 2, go to sleep. He's knocking fools out, right? So that's Swahili for those of you that don't know. So, you know, I educated myself up in prison a little bit. A little Nawa, a little Swahili. You know, I needed to communicate with, you know, the people that fucking I associated with. That's just what it is. So now, this Crip is putting fucking hands, putting palms and mitts on everyone, right? Looking like the Gypsy King, only the black version in there, right? I can't say fucking the Bronze Bomber anymore because he gets beat up. So, bam. These Bloods are tripping. So they're going to put some metal in him. Like, fuck this dude. We're going to get him off the yard. But there's some old school Crips that have been there that already recognize it. And they're like, look, don't let the little homie's hands fucking make, you know, turn a thing into a black issue. You know, it's just not that serious. Again, as Norteños, we're sitting back watching the fireworks go off because there was no North and South issues really going on. It was all respect. Anytime something happened on that particular yard, we talked it out or whatever. It just wasn't popping. North and South wasn't at war at that time, you know, literally. So it was the Bloods and Crips that was starting to mount up. So this white Blood is like, fuck that, right? I'll catch that one. I'll put hands on that dude, right? So the Crip comes over to the table and he tells him, yeah, you want to see me? You're the next one? And he's like, I ain't no sucker, man. I'll see you, right? These guys start to walk to the cell, and I don't know what the Blood says to him, the white dude, but he says something crazy, right? And this Crip turns around and hits this fool so hard, he broke his jaw. When I say broke his jaw, you can see it break. It just went, right? I almost broke my shit doing that. He broke his jaw and oh, man. Bust down, Tortillana bust down, right? That vato fucking fell out and was shaking in his own shit. I've only seen it one other time. It was my primo when he got drunk with this chick and they both shitted in the fucking, I'll tell you the story right now. Anyway, so that fool fucking was shaking his shit and I distinctly remember it had a macaroni-ish smell to it. I was like, oh, bro, get this dude off the building already, bro. You know what I mean? The other Crip was like, hey, boss, can we get the mop? You know what I mean? That was it, man. Hey, that dude ended up going to the hole, and I think he rolled it up. I think he was done deal. He was tired of fucking the brothers knocking the shit out of him. So anyways, let me tell you a quick little index story, man. That was, they actually called him Sporty Blood. His name was Sporty Blood. I'm not going to tell you what hood he was from, man, because I don't want to put it on blast like that. But let's just say he was a white Blood, man, and I'll never forget that shit. So look, anyways, little side note. So one time, this chick, right? I've been popping at her. I was popping at her in YA, right? fine as fuck, man, back in the days. You know, I got out when I was 18, ran into her at the fair, tore that down a few times, right? I was on it. I was hooked. She had green eyes, brown hair, just bomb, stacked, beautiful, beautiful chick. One of the most prettiest chicks I've ever been with, right? And she was my prima's homegirl. That's how I had gotten correspondence, writing her. She hooked me up with her. At the same time, I had another chick that I was writing, but once this one, we got in the moving and the grooving of things, it was like the Hoover Groovers, right? I was done with the other one. You know, I mean, I'll hit it and shit, and always, right? But I was done as far as relationships. So we got into a little relationship, me and this chick. Her name was Christina. Hey, Christina, also known as the misdemeanor, right? She was bad. So one day my prima was like, hey, we're going to go to a homegirl's pad and chill. It's just me, your chick. She's there already. The homegirl, which is like a whitewashed homegirl, like real goody two-shoes, right? Bring a homeboy or something. You know, my prima wasn't tripping. She had no man, but she was like, bring a homegirl for my homegirl, for my homegirl's homegirl, right? Or bring a homeboy. So I was like, fuck it. I told my little primo, hey, fool, you want to go get some pussy and shit? He's like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, right? Now, this dude was a square bear. In fact, he's a school teacher now. That's how square she was. He was never gang related. I've told the story before. He got beat up by a gang member, and I had to fucking help him out. I had to go fucking take the second round fade for him because he was done after the first. So anyways, me and him mob over there. As soon as I get there, I'm straight to the room with it. You know, I'm straight to the room with it. You already know what it is with the gun, right? I said, what's happening, right? Bam, I already got my chick. She already knows what it is. She got panties on. We're on, right? And my prima, I come out to take a liquiazo after the first round, and my primo's in there drinking a big old thing of vodka. Like, I don't know, like fucking maybe the chick's dad made that shit in his lab, right? I don't know. It's like Everclear or vodka. It could be some rice. I don't know what it was. It was clear. And it wasn't Powerade, eh? So they're fucking taking big old chugs of it, him and this chick. And my prima left. She's like, I'm cool. They're getting all drunk and stupid. So when I came out, right, I smelled something. First I'm in that motherfucker just getting it, right? And the chick was like, she's doing that. I'm doing that. I'm like, damn, bitch, did you just fart on me? Right? Come on. I mean, it's kind of kinky. But at the same time, come on now. That ain't, be professional. Be hygienic, right? She's looking at me like, you dirty dicked motherfucker, right? So we both say it at the same time. Do you smell that? Right? It's seeping down the hallway. And as I bend the corner with my chick, right? As we bend the corner, there's the kitchen right there. All the lights are on in the house. It's bright in this kitchen. They had the fluorescent before the fluorescent was popping, right? High definition shit. You could see everything. These motherfuckers, my primo and this chick, are both butt naked. Drunk as fuck, fucking in the middle of a pile of shit. Right? Shit all over them. They're rubbing it on each other's faces. They're just, look, I just turned around and walked away. Right? That's all I could do. I couldn't say nothing. My chick was all mad at me. What's up with your primo? He's a nasty motherfucker. And my primo's like, I ain't doing that shit. He knocked the stuffing out that McMuffin, right? He did it. I spit like Wes Watson. It was true. He knocked the stuffing out of that McMuffin. Anyways, I took him to his pad, left him on the doorstep drunk. His mom called me about 3 days later yelling at me. Don't you ever kick it with my son again. I said, yeah, he was over there fucking. Don't be mad at me because he has shit at the end of his shit. You know what I mean? Next time there'll be shit on his knife, not on his dick, right? He was weird. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle, to strive, the strive, the struggle. I hope you enjoyed this comedic story. All facts, all truth, man. Real life. It happened. I always wonder where Shitty Blood was at. You know, not Shitty Cuss, but Shitty Blood, where he was at in life, man. He was good. He was a cool dude. He was a cool dude, man. That fool had paper, too. I remember he always had canteen. Full draw all the time. I think that's why the brothers let him kick it. They're about to have full draw every time. I guess that's what being white will get you. With that being said, thumbs up and thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people. Bang, bang.